Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hopkinton High School turf fields for Hopkinton Hillers boys varsity lacrosse, as today they take on Westwood. Tom Nappy on the call, John Ritz on camera, and it should be a good battle out here today between these two TVL rivals. And the Hillers trying to lock up a playoff spot. They have played well this season, but today they'll have a very tough Westwood team to deal with. The Hillers on the season, 5 wins and 5 losses. Westwood is 5-4, and we are underway. And right off the bat, there's a score. How about that? Running up the field and putting it in is Josh Furman, the sophomore. Well, it doesn't get much better than that. A great start for the Hillers. And the clock didn't even move. We'll see if they take a little time off, but in any case, 1-0 Hillers. I guess we'll set it for 12. Clock didn't even move. Well, maybe the clock is not active. It's not moving now, so we might not have a clock today. So we'll do the best we can to keep track of game time. There we go. Now they got it moving. They're going to run some time off here. And the officials blew the game dead to get the clock moving. And they're just having some issues here with the clock. There we go. 11 minutes, 40 seconds left. So let's say that goal is at about 11:50. The Hillers with possession in Westwood territory, working left to right across your screen in their orange jerseys today. Sending it out is Owen McDonald. It is a humid day out there today. Temperatures in the 80s. A lot of humidity. Right now it's reading 87 at the HCAM Weather Center. With possession along the near side, that is Connor Murphy. He sends it out. Around the net they go. Now with it, Del Ponte. Around the horn they go once again. Keefe moving in. Sends it over. And now passing more rapidly. With possession is Bodette. Sends it over to Keefe. Now Del Ponte. Up behind the net now. That is McDonald. Keefe. Over towards McDonald. Got by him. It'll go Hillers' way. McDonald thought that Westwood would have it. Takes it out. Up and around they go once again. With it is Del Ponte, Riley Del Ponte. Keefe now. Over to Bodette. And there's a swipe by Del Ponte. It goes a little wide. Here comes Del Ponte. Riley. Over to Bodette. Keefe. Logan. Keefe now. Logan with it, now behind the net to McDonald. And we'll try to keep all the viewers this evening up to date with the Bruins game as well. That game's happening right now, Game 5 in the Stanley Cup playoff series against the Islanders. Sends it over, a little wide. Will stay with the Hillers. Keefe over to Logan. Now McDonald. He's going to bring it around. Hiller's doing a good job controlling this possession. Here's Logan. Oh, and he misses Keefe. It'll go Westwood's way. A whole lot of sports this week on the HCAM channels. We have games every weeknight this week on HCAM. Wolverines working in the offensive zone. David John sends it over. With possession, that is O'Regan. O'Regan trying to work up the field. Out in front now. Pushing his way through. There's a shot, and was that covered up? That was Connor Daniele. And it looks like we had a good save by the Hillers. Nice job by Norrid. Wolverines with it once again. Over to Hunter. Sends it out to Daniele. Wolverines switching things up. Daniele waiting patiently. Trying to sneak his way through. Takes it back now. Nice spin there. Misses his intended target, but it is picked up by O'Regan. Sends it over to Watson. Andrew Watson trying to sneak in. O'Regan misses his target. Westwood will get to the end line. Or will they? It'll be Hiller's ball. Clock stopped at 6:53, a 1-0 lead for the Hillers. Here comes Hopkinton with it. That is Vassington. Sends it up now over to Logan. Now Keefe. Good feed and a score. Brian Keefe finds Owen McDonald just waiting at the corner, and McDonald pops it in. A 2-0 lead for the Hillers with 6:36 left in the first. What a great setup that was by McDonald, or Keefe rather, finding McDonald right at the corner. Great movement by these Hillers forwards. Pretty good crowd on hand here today. Wolverines have it. Well, it is a good day to get some sun, enjoy some lacrosse. Along the far side. Trying to close in. Hunter takes a bump. On the near side, David. Approaching 6 minutes left to go in the first. And that shot a little wide by John David. It'll go Hiller's way. Norrid with it. Along the near side. Out of play. Looks like they might have a little concession stand going on down there as well. Serving up some cold beverages. Wolverines have it. Here comes O'Regan. Sent to Vernerin. Wolverines switch things up. Andrew Watson with the ball. Just under 5 minutes left now here in the first quarter. Sun quickly drifting away. I'm sure these players relieved to have a night game today on this humid day. Behind the net is John David. David bringing it around, trying to find someone in front. It is going to be trapped by Norrid. Here comes Keefe up the far side. Quickly approaching, takes the shot, and it's just off the mark. Logan with it, sends it out. Connor Murphy. Back to Logan, now McDonald. Bringing it around. Takes a couple hits. Out in front, and a score! There is a flag. Luke Bodette popped it in. On the assist was Riley Del Ponte. Or was it waved off? Let's see. No goal. I think there was goaltender interference there, perhaps. So they wave off the goal. Well, it looks like the Hillers are going to have the ball, so it was a penalty against Westwood, actually. They get Benjamin O'Brien, and that was probably the best situation for Westwood since they wave off the goal in that situation. There's a shot and a score by Owen McDonald. Already his second goal of the game. And that one will indeed count. You can credit Riley Del Ponte with the assist. McDonald swipes it in. At 3:34 left to go in the first, 3-0 Hillers. Here comes the Hillers right off the face-off. Keefe. Working up the far side. Sends it back to McDonald. Logan now. Over to Keefe. Behind the net, McDonald. Under 3 minutes left to go in the first now. Murphy. Logan, McDonald trying to sneak in, and it's in! Owen McDonald having a day. There's the hat trick score for Owen. There comes with 2:39 left. Less than a minute after his first score. I believe it was Logan on the assist. 4-0 lead for the Hillers. And we'll have a timeout. 2:39 left to go. You are tuned in to Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. .239 left to go in the first quarter. A 4-0 lead for the Hillers. Hopkinton trying to get above the 500 mark here today. Furman with it, drops it, picks it up. Hillers baseball fell to Medfield in Medfield today, 5-1. They're now 10-3 on the season as the Hillers working in Westwood territory. Picked up by Murphy. Murphy tripped up, and Westwood has it, taken by Wasserman. Eli Wasserman rushing up the field. Hillers softball also suffered a tough loss today, 11-6 against Medfield. They're also 10-3 on the season. Along the far side. Now behind the net, here comes McDonald. And he'll take a shot. Goes a little wide. Stays with the Hillers. Sent over to Murphy, and it gets away from him. It'll go Westwood's way. In the first period, Bruins leading the Islanders 1-0 with 16:36 left to go. Wolverines with possession along the far side. Hunter sends it over to David. Now to Watson. Over towards Colley. Colley with it. He'll take a shot. Goes wide. Wolverines ball. Under a minute left to go here in the first quarter. A 4-0 Hillers lead. Westwood trying to find their first score of the day. Working out in front. Westwood just waiting for their opportunity to try to sneak a shot in. There it is. Goes a little wide from David. There's a Hillers penalty. It was against Brian Keefe. It was a minute penalty. Under 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Wolverines trying to take advantage of the man advantage along the near side. And it's kicked out over to Daniele, who is able to pick it up. Out in front is David. And that is going to do it for the first quarter of play. After one, it's the Hillers 4, Westwood nothing. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. Entering the second quarter, 4-0 lead for the Hillers. In NHL hockey, the Bruins still leading 1-0, about 12 and a half minutes left to go in the first period. It was David Pasternak who scored the goal. Pasta making up for that missed empty netter the other day. That series tied at 2 apiece. But back to lacrosse we go. Wolverines working in Hillers territory, left to right across your screen. There's a shot, deflected by Norrid. Rolls over to the near side, trying to get to it is O'Regan. He'll pick it up. O'Regan sends it out. David with it. John David, a junior. Here he goes. Sends it over to O'Regan. O'Regan kicks it out to O'Brien. Now with it is Adorian. And it's knocked out. Battle for it. And the Hillers have it. Nice job there by Nicholas Essie. It will go Westwood's way, apparently. A little back and forth with the coaches. Take you through the TVL boys lacrosse standings. Westwood 5, the TVL large, all pretty close. Medfield 9-1, Westwood 5-4, Ashland 4-6, Norwood 4-5, Holliston 5-6, Hopkinton 5-5. So it is anyone's title pretty much. Medfield has set themselves apart a little bit. Picked up by Westwood, David with it. In the TVL Small, Dover Sherborne leading the way at 9-1, Medway 8-2, Bellingham 1-8, Dedham 0-8 for TVL Boys Varsity Lacrosse. With it for the Wolverines, O'Brien. O'Brien comes in, off the side of the net it goes. Norrid will pick it up. We're just a couple minutes into this second quarter. Here comes the Hillers, Vassington. He has some wheels. Sends it over to Logan. Now McDonald over to Riley. Keefe with it. Over to Murphy. Now Logan along the far side. Up and around he goes. And he rips it in! How about that? Logan Del Ponte with the force. Makes it a 5-0 Hillers lead with 9:05 left to go. And that was just an unassisted score there. You just ran out and ripped it right in. Furman on the face-off. He has it. Over to Keefe. Along the near side, that's Riley. McDonald sends it out to Logan. Keefe now. Over to Murphy. Putting on the moves. And he'll get it behind the net, over to McDonald, sends it out, Keefe. And he's tripped up. There's a flag, and he fires it in. Will the goal count? I believe it will. Owen McDonald putting on the moves. There was a penalty flag thrown. That will be against Westwood. And they will indeed count the goal. So a 6-0 Hillers lead. Score comes at 8:18 left. Another beauty of a goal from Owen McDonald. Loose ball. We get a kickball against the Hillers. It'll go Westwood's way. Wolverines with it, trying to take it around. Hunter. Over to Varneren. Cutting in, sends it out. David with a shot and a score. Will it count? There was a flag. And it will count. There was a push after the fact. John David with the first Westwood score. At 7:43 left. Makes it a 6-1 Hillers lead. Furman trying to win it. Up and around they go. With it now is Sanda. Now along the near side, Bodette. Up behind the net now. Sent out to Murphy, and he couldn't gather it up. And the goaltender has it. Caleb Woodworth in net, sophomore for Westwood. Here comes the Wolverines. Cutting in quickly, and a shot, and the score, Eli Wasserman. So Eli Wasserman makes it a 6-2 game. And just like that, Westwood right back in this. Picked up by Keefe. Over to Logan. McDonald swings it over to Riley. Pass out over to Bodette. Keefe now. Here goes Keefe. Trying to cut in. We have a penalty flag. We'll have a delayed call here. And there's a shot and a save by Woodworth. Right, Keefe tried to rip it in. And I believe it's going to be against Westwood. And it will. Donald Varner in the guilty party. 1 minute penalty. A 6-2 Hillers lead. 5:58 left to go in the first half. Hillers with the man advantage. Riley sends it over. Out in front. And a score! Rowan Gould. Welcome into the game, Rowan. It comes with 5:46 left. Keefe picks it up. Over to Logan. Up and around they go. Riley with it. Sends it over to Bodette. Now Keefe finds Logan in the corner. Riley. Over to Murphy. Rips it in! Connor Murphy. And momentum once again sliding to the Hillers. That score comes with exactly 5 minutes left in the second quarter. And there will be a timeout. Hillers leading Westwood 8-2 on HCAM. An 8-2 lead for the Hillers. 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Furman has done great on the faceoffs today. Here he goes. Over to Logan. Now to Riley. Cutting in. Sends it over to Sanda. Now Furman. Furman closing in. Takes a shot, rips it in. Josh Furman, the sophomore, makes it 9-2 Hillers. That score comes exactly 30 seconds after Connor Murphy's goal. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left, a 9-2 Hillers lead. Furman getting the job done. Sam Vassington in on the faceoff. He'll go Westwood's way. Varner in with it. Along the far side, Brandon Varnerin. Sends it out over to David. Now back to Watson. Over to O'Regan. Now David. Over to Daniele. To O'Regan. Now behind the net. Varnerin. Out in front. Misses his target, Daniele. But Watson will pick it up. Watson trying to put on the moves here. Here's the pass out. Now Daniele with a shot off the post. And it looks like it was knocked in by Norrid. He frantically dove back to try to prevent the ball from going in, and he accidentally knocked it in, but you can credit Connor Daniele with the score. It comes with 3:08 left, a 9-3 Hillers lead. Furman. Finds Logan. Over to Riley. Working behind the net. Sanda to Keefe. Now Logan. Logan trying to bring it around. Set out towards Keefe. Loose ball. Westwood has it. Here goes the Wolverines. Braunfeld's working up the field. Now along the far side. With it is Varnerin. Goes out to David. Daniele with it. And that shot a little wide. Stays with Westwood. Under 2 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Coming around, off the side of the net, or was it? We get a flag. It was Brendan Varnerin, and then he had a big collision. And there's going to be a Hillers penalty here. It's going to be on Connor Murphy. There's a hit to the head is the penalty. I don't believe it was a goal. I believe it was wrapped up by Norrid. And Brendan Varnerin, who was a little shooken up, being helped off the field by his teammates. We hope he's okay. You got two Varnerin brothers on the Wolverines, Donald, number 4, and Brandon, number 23. And it looks like they did count the goal, so it is a goal. So it will be 9-4. So that score comes with 1:35 left. And it's going to be a 2-minute major against Connor Murphy. So Wolverines have a real chance here to get right back into this game. We're going to get a timeout. 1:35 left to go in the second quarter. Hillers leading Westwood 9-4 on HCAM. One minute, 35 seconds left to go in the second quarter off the timeout. A 2-minute major penalty against Connor Murphy, so Westwood will have the man advantage for the next 2 minutes. And this is a huge opportunity for the Wolverines. Daniele sends it over. Now to Varnerin. Donald Varnerin sends it back to John David. Yeah, it was a hit to the head with a stick, which you just can't do. And a nice save by Norrid. Daniele tried to rip it in, and Norrid able to come up with the save. Here comes Keefe. Under a minute left to go in the quarter. Picked up now by Lasesi. Norrid will fling it up. We'll get a stoppage. It'll go Westwood's way. A minute left. left on the power play opportunity, as that is wide. Andrew Watson will come out front, and John David will take the ball. 30 seconds left in the quarter. Daniele tries to rip it in, and Norrid with another save. Keefe along the far side flings it up. Daniele able to poke it down. It will go Hiller's way, I believe. And it indeed will. DiPietro with it. And that is batted down by Varnerin. Here comes Don. And that is going to do it for the first half. After one half of play, it is the Hopkinton Hillers 9, the Westwood Wolverines 4. The second half is coming up next. You are tuned in to Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. And welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. Hillers leading Westwood 9-4 in this varsity boys lacrosse matchup. Tom Nappy on the call, John Ritz on camera. It's been a good battle so far today. The Hillers started off red hot with 6 straight goals. Westwood then responded at 7:43 left in the second quarter with their first goal. And the Wolverines had another goal after that, and then the Hillers responded with 3 more goals of their own to make it 9-2 at 4:30 left to go. And then the Wolverines have the last 2 scores. So the Hillers looking to get momentum back on their favor. There is 25 seconds left on the Connor Murphy penalty as we start the third quarter. And if you're wondering about the Bruins, well, the Islanders tied it. They are tied at 1 apiece at the end of the first period. Barzal with the goal for the Islanders. Wolverines with possession, working right to left across your screen. There's a shot, a little too high there from Donald Varnerin. Wolverines will maintain possession. John David with it. Over to Daniele, that shot's wide. Coming out of the corner, O'Regan. Well, and the Hillers have killed off the penalty. So that was certainly a successful job there. Colley with it. Sends it up to O'Regan. Daniele sends it wide. It'll stay with Westwood. David with it. Putting on the moves. Brings it around and a little too high there. It'll go Westwood's way. Regan brings it out. With it, that is Colley. And that went off the post. Bounces way out along the near side, and it's picked up by Lasessi. And Hiller's going to take a timeout. Coach Norton with the timeout call there, and I think that was more of a possession-saving timeout as the ball was getting away from Lasessi a little bit. Smart timeout call there. 10:24 left to go. And it doesn't look like they're going to gather up. So they will play on. Here we go. Logan with it. And we got the sun going down right behind the Hillers net. Doesn't make it the easiest to see. Logan with the shot. A little wide there. Sandow will get to it. Over to Logan. Rips it in! Logan Del Ponte with the assist by Riley Del Ponte. Makes it a 10-4 Hillers lead. Comes with 9:55 left to go in the third. Hillers have it. Here comes Keefe. Sends it up to Riley, and the shot goes a little wide. It'll stay with the Hillers. McDonald. approaching. And it's denied. Nice goaltending job there by Woodworth. Murphy sends it over to Keefe. Back to Murphy. Murphy. Over to Keefe. The swipe goes wide. Stays with the Hillers. McDonald puts it into play. Sends it out, picked up by Keefe. Over to Logan. Murphy. Over to Logan. Sends it over. Riley with it along the far side. Del Ponte takes the shot and nets the shot. Riley Del Ponte, the senior, makes it 11-4 Hillers. Hillers trying to run away with this game. Lights starting to come on here at the turf fields. Here goes Furman, look out. Sends it over, Riley, shot off the crossbar. Loose ball, and it's picked up by Westwood. Wasserman, sent down by Robertson. Wolverines trying to attack. Here's Varnerin. We have a flag. Delayed penalty upcoming. Over to Wang. Sends it over to O'Brien. Behind the net, Hunter. Bringing it out. Over to O'Regan. He'll bring it around. Runs into some traffic, takes the shot. And that was off the post. Swiped out. Another flag here. Because Losessi was trying to get to it, and I have a feeling this might be against Losessi. There's 2 flags on the field, so we're going to have a couple penalties here. Both are against the Hillers. A pair of 1-minute penalties. Furman and ProVenture both penalized for slashing. So Westwood Wolverines with the advantage here. Picked up by Daniele. There's a shot, and it's in. Connor Daniele makes it 11-5. And those penalties were, I believe, they will both come off. So ProVenture and Furman back into the game, and we're at even strength. comes the Hillers. Keefe. Over to Logan. Now McDonald. Sends it over to Murphy. Keefe. Now Riley. Up behind the net, Owen. Coming out with it. Sends it over to Logan. Logan, put on the moves. Takes the shot, and it's wide. Stays with the Hillers. McDonald with it. Sends it out, and Santa just misses. It will go Hiller's way. Fired past everyone by Riley. It'll go Westwood's way. O'Regan. And he nets it. A nice score there by Liam O'Regan. Makes it 11-6. Well, Wolverines trying to work their way back into this game. Here comes the Hillers on the charge. Furman gets it over to Riley, and it's punched in by McDonald. Good response by the Hillers. That score comes 8 seconds after the last Westwood goal. 5:05 left to go in the third. A 12-6 Hillers lead. And some great work there by Owen McDonald along with Logan Del Ponte and Riley Del Ponte. And here they come again. Furman over to Riley. McDonald not able to get a grasp on it. Picked up by DeMalo. That's DeMayo, excuse me. Along the far side, Varnerin. And what do we have here? Looks like a timeout. Or perhaps not. We'll go Hiller's way. Keefe with it. Over to Logan. Behind the net, McDonald. Here he comes. It's out to Furman. Furman, just wide. Four minutes, 9 seconds left to go in the third. Hiller's ball. And it's popped out of the net of Riley Del Ponte. Logan trying to lock it up, battle for it. And we'll have a timeout called by the Hillers. Great timeout call there by Coach Norton. 3:59 left to go in the third quarter. Hillers leading Westwood 12-6 on HCAM. We are ready to continue on. 3:59 left to go in the third quarter. Hillers with the ball. Here goes McDonald over to Logan. Furman. We have a flag on the field. Owen. Driving in, putting the moves on. It's knocked away. Loose ball. Westwood has it. Here comes the penalty call. I believe the call was a cross-check. Interference is the call. It'll be against Thomas DeMeo. 30-second penalty. Oh, it's going to be a minute. A 1-minute penalty. Another big opportunity for the Hillers. I've been told by John Ritz they added 30 seconds for bad conduct, so I'm sure the penalized player wasn't too happy about the penalty and said something not so nice. Connor Murphy with a goal. The Hillers take advantage of the power play opportunity, and Connor Murphy swipes it in. Comes with 3:19 left in the third, a 13-6 Hillers lead. And coach for Westwood wants to know if the penalty's locked in, which I believe it is. Or no, it's not. They do take it off. Furman up against Sam Shavitz in the center. Furman comes away with it. Here he comes. Look out. Charging shot. Goal! Josh Furman. Furman makes it a 14-6 game. Hillers up by 8, 14-6. Josh Furman with a beauty. And now coming out of the center is Guarino. Westwood has it, picked up by Varnerin. And he'll swipe it wide. Stays with Westwood. Comes Hunter. Flings it up over to Daniele. Now to Wang. Wang approaching. Shot deflected. Stays with Westwood as it was picked up by David, who takes the shot. That goes wide. It'll go Hillers' way. Bruins Islanders just getting underway in the second period. A 1-1 score in that game. Here comes Keefe. Along the near side, McDonald. Over to Riley. It slips out of the net of Guarino. Here comes Westwood. Adorian working up the field. Flings it over. Kennedy with it. Now back to Adorian. And now picked up by Colley. Someone's stick broke out there, Westwood player. Over to O'Regan. I believe the Westwood coach was telling the player to play with the broken stick. Don't drop it. The game's still going to go even if your stick breaks. Swiped a little wide there by Hunter. Stays with Westwood. Clock stopped at 1:03. Hillers Sports continues tomorrow on HCAM. We'll have Hiller baseball against Norwood, a 4 p.m. game. And that is a huge game for the TVL Large title. Hillers and Norwood right at the top along with Medfield. Hillers ball. That's Hillers and Norwood, 4 p.m. Larry Sacklad and myself will be on the call for that one. And then on Wednesday, we have softball and girls lacrosse for you. Softball, 5 p.m. game on Wednesday. Girls lacrosse, a 5:30 game. And on Thursday, another crucial TVL Large game against Holliston. Hillers baseball versus Holliston. 3:45 game for that one. And last but not least, softball and boys lacrosse on Friday. And there's a shot deflected. And it's collected. Oh no, now it's knocked out and picked up by Colley, who swipes it in. It looked like Arena was going to be able to reel it in, but it came out of his net, and Colley was right there to pick it up and make it a 14-7 game. 27.2 seconds left in the third quarter. It's been a scoring fest these last couple of quarters. Furman up against Wasserman. And the Hillers boys lacrosse team next has Norwood. That is going to be a big game as well. That's Friday at 4 p.m. Softball takes on Holliston that day at 3:45. Wolverines with it. Picked up by Foscato. Here comes Westwood. Charging. Shot. A little wide from David. Well, the Wolverines getting desperate. They know they need to get some scores here if they want to get back into this game. Along the far side. Clock stopped at 1.5 seconds. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, it's Hillers 14, Westwood 7. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. And we are ready for the fourth quarter. 14-7, Hillers lead. Hillers have outscored Westwood in each of the first 3 quarters. 4-0 in the first, 5-4 in the second, 5-3 in the third. To start this fourth quarter, there was a delay of game penalty against Jack Proventure, a 30-second penalty. And we have some unfortunate news from the Bruins game. The Islanders leading 2-1. Kyle Palmieri had a goal, 4:49 into the second period. So Islanders up against the Bruins in that crucial Game 5, 2-1. Hopefully the Bruins can respond. Westwood with possession. And there's a shot, and it's deflected. David trying to pick it up. Daniele. Over to Varnerin. Penalty has expired. Daniele. Flings it out in front. Loose ball. Logan has it. And he runs into some traffic. Now it's dropped. And it is picked up by David. John David, a junior with possession. Flings it over to Daniele. Connor Daniele, the senior for Westwood, takes the shot, and a save by Norrid. Along the far side. Here comes Westwood. Charging forward. Taking the shot, deflected. And Norrid collects. Good opportunity there for Dylan Robertson, who was able to get right in front of the net. Great save, though. Loose ball. Westwood has it. Here comes Kennedy. And there's a shot and a score by David, and also a flag. And I believe it's going to be against the Hillers. 14-8 score. And I think the penalty is indeed against the Hillers. It was on Nicholas Sessi. I believe it was an unnecessary hit call. Well, Westwood, they are hanging around. The Hillers, they're going to have to stay on their toes for the rest of this game. Furman. Up to Riley. Over now to ProVenture. Now along the far side, Logan. And it got away from him. Out of play it went. It'll be Westwood ball. Along the far side to David. Approaching. He'll take it behind the net. Out in front, and it's deflected. There's Colley on the shot attempt. Bringing it out, David. Off the crossbar. It will go Hillers' way. Along the near side, here goes Keefe. Keefe putting on the moves, a nice spin there. Over to McDonald. Out in front, Riley. Loose ball. Picked up by McDonald. Out to Murphy he goes. Now over to Bodette. Yeah, if you're the Hillers too, take your time on these possessions. Waste some of that clock. But you certainly don't want to take your foot off the gas yet. You'd like to get some more security scores. Picked up by McDonald. Yeah, he was trying to get it out in front. It ends up being deflected. He picks it back up. Loose ball. Westwood has it. Working up the far side, Varnerin. Flings it over to the keeper, Woodworth. He connects with McIntyre. Over to David. David trying to approach. And he sends that one high. It'll go Hiller's way. Norrid. And that is going to be a penalty. Legal push on Liam O'Regan. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout. 7:56 left to go. A 14-8 Hillers lead in the fourth quarter on HCAM. Off the timeout, 7:56 left to go in the game, a 14-8 Hillers lead. Some good news from the TD Garden. Brad Marchand nets a goal 7 minutes and 27 seconds into the second period to tie the game with the Islanders at 2 apiece. So Bruins Islanders all tied up. Hillers with possession, working right to left across your screen. Riley sends it over. They're going to pass back and forth a little bit here. There's a swipe by Murphy, deflected. Had a play. Stays with the Hillers. And Westwood has killed the penalty here. Loose ball. And it looks like Westwood will have it. Swiped in by the goalkeeper, Woodworth. Here comes the Wolverines, looking for a quick score. David approaches, shot, and a great save there by Norrid, and he covers it up. It was deflected as he sent it away, so he'll get to do that again. Can't interfere when the goalkeeper covers it up. Hillers will take it from midfield. Here we go. Picked up along the far side by Varnerin. Loose ball. Picked up by Wang. Wang approaching, takes the shot, turned away by Norrid. And he'll cover it up. Ooh, we have a shooken up player for the Hillers. We hope he's okay. That is Nicholas Sessi. It looks like he might have tweaked his ankle. He's grabbing at his left ankle. Certainly hope he's okay. The trainer's going to check him out. A 14-8 Hillers lead, 6:26 left in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside on HCAM. off the injury stoppage. Hillers leading 14-8, 6:26 left. Nicholas Sessi was a little shooken up. It looks like he tweaked an ankle. We hope he's okay. Trainer's looking at him. He was helped off the field by the trainer and Coach Norton. Loose ball, battle for it. And the Wolverines have it. Adorian. Over to Wang. Now Hunter. Westwood running out of time here. Under 6 minutes left to go now. Sends it out along the far side. David. Daniele. This is one of the likely candidates to shoot for Westwood. He has a strong shot. Here he goes. And a good save there by Norrid. And now it's intercepted by Daniele. He gets it right back. And this shot will go in. Connor Daniele was just in the exact right place to swipe away the attempted pass from Norrid. The score comes with 5:17 left. First score by either team in just over 5 minutes. It's a 14-9 game. Westwood very much alive. Furman in the center, and he'll come away with it. Here he comes. Look out. Flings it over to Riley, and out of his net it comes, and Westwood recovers. Picked up by DeMayo. DeMayo, crowded by Hillers along the near side. Flings it over, and it pops off the net of Robertson and goes over to Varnerin. Varnerin up the far side. Over to Colley. Now Daniele. Gets it over, out in front, shot, score. A great setup from Andrew Watson for Griffin Hunter. And just like that, it's a 4-point game. Score comes with 4:35 left. Battle for it. Picked up by Keefe. It'll be Westwood ball. DeMayo. DeMayo rushing up the field. Westwood wants a timeout. So the Wolverines will take a timeout. 4:10 left to go. Hillers 14, Westwood 10. We have ourselves a game here at Hopkinton High School on HCAM. Off the timeout, a 14-10 Hillers lead. Westwood will have the ball. And the Islanders are leading the Bruins 3-2, 4:42 left in the second period. Josh Bailey scored 14 minutes and 30 seconds in to give the Islanders a 3-2 lead. Wolverines trailing by 4, very much in this game. Daniele gets it over to the near side. Out of play it goes. It'll go Hiller's way. If you're Hopkinton, hang on to the ball. Burn some of that clock. Keefe. And he's able to maintain possession. And the Hillers want a timeout. Coach Norton wanted to secure the possession there for the Hillers. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in this game. Hillers leading Westwood 14-10 on HCAM. Three minutes, 50 seconds left to go off the timeout. Hillers leading by 4, and they have possession off the timeout. Brian Keefe with it. Here he goes. Along the far side, Murphy with it. Brings it down to Logan. Back to Keefe. Hiller's definitely going to try to burn a little clock here. They're not going to rush the shot. Riley gets it out to Murphy. Logan sends it back. McDonald. Here goes Keefe. Murphy. Murphy will take it up, back out. Logan picks it up. Under 3 minutes left now. Some good time burning going on here by the Hillers. Keefe knocked out. And Westwood has it. Picked up by Varnerin. Flings it over. Loose ball. Batted by Hunter. Picks it up. No, he doesn't. Still being batted around. And now Proventure getting in there. Who wants it? And we get a flag. Westwood has it. David closes in. Shot, goal. John David makes it 14-11. Score comes with 2:16 left to go, and we have a penalty here. And they're going to get Anthony DiPietro for a slash. So Westwood will have the man advantage for the next minute. Well, this game getting a little too close for comfort for the Hillers. Hillers 5-5 coming into today. Westwood was 5-4. Both teams looking to clinch up a playoff spot. Wolverines have it. Wasserman wins the battle in the middle. Flings it up the far side. Over to David. 2 minutes left in the game. 43 seconds left on the man advantage for Westwood. Over to Daniele. Takes a shot. It's in. Connor Daniele makes it 14-12. Comes with 1:50 left to go. And the Wolverines right in this game. Furman in the middle. Up against Wasserman. And the penalty does come off the board. These two teams did meet up earlier in the season. It was a 9-6 Westwood win at their meeting at Westwood. Out of play it goes. It'll be Westwood ball. DeMayo. Westwood's going to have to work very quickly here. 90 seconds and counting left to go. Varnerin feeds it over to Colley. Colley takes a shot. It's in, but there was a whistle. Offsides, Westwood. The goal is waved off, and it's Hiller's ball. Keefe. Over to the far side. Hiller's on Operation Burn Clock. And it comes out of the net of McDonald. It's going to go Westwood's way. Varner in with it. Here comes Westwood up the far side. Varner in. Less than a minute left to go. Hunter. Up behind the net, loose ball. Battle for it, picked up by Watson. Flings it out over to David. 40 seconds left. David closing in. And a good feed, great block by Norrid. Loose ball. And the Hillers have it, at least for the moment. Trying to battle his way out was Vassington. Now it's loose again. Picked up by David, takes the shot, it's high. It'll go Hiller's way. 24.8 seconds left to go. Norrid will send it out. Norrid gets it over to the far side. Sent down by DiPietro. A battle for it. Westwood has it. But it's going to be too little, too late. And that is going to do it. The Hopkinton Hillers are going to hang on for the 14-12 victory. They got outscored 5-0 in the fourth quarter, but they hang on and defeat Westwood 14-12. A great defensive effort at the end by the Hillers and some great scoring early on. Leads the Hillers to victory as they improve to 6 wins, 5 losses on the season. Westwood falls to 5-5. For John Ritz on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time, the Hillers defeat Westwood 14-12. A big thank you to everyone who tuned in. Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.